Alright, back to another album review. It's been almost a year since the last time I reviewed anything by Grey Daze, and today is the day I finally reviewed their debut album, Wake Me. This is the very first album by Grey Daze, and original copies are incredibly difficult to find. If you see my video titled CD Collection Update number 25, then you know that I got this album and its follow-up from Revolver's website. I'll leave a link to the video in the description in case you haven't seen it yet. Each reissue is limited to 500 copies on CD and 500 on vinyl, meaning this is the first time these albums got released on vinyl. I need to mention that original copies of Wake Me and No Sun Today tend to go for hundreds of dollars on sites like Amazon and eBay, and that's even if you can find original copies. I'm glad I waited for these albums to get reissued, and I only paid $40 for both of them, including shipping and taxes. And again, both albums have been on YouTube for years, but I wanted to get a hold of physical copies without having to spend hundreds of dollars on original copies. I know these reissues aren't worth nearly as much as original copies, but I don't give a shit, because I saved myself hundreds of dollars by waiting for them to be reissued. Anyways, this album consists of the original lineup of Grey Daze: Chester Bennington on lead vocals, Jason Barnes on guitar, Jonathan Krause on bass, and Sean Dowdell on drums. Jason was responsible for the artwork. And now, Grey Daze produced the album by themselves with help from David Nauer. David also recorded and mixed the album at Anthem Recording. The album was released independently in October of '94, but I don't know the exact date. If anyone knows, be sure to let me know in the comments. I should mention that every song from this album was re-recorded for either Amends or The Phoenix, and I reviewed both those albums a while back. The only part of the original audio that's on the re-recordings is Chester Bennington's vocal tracks. And now let's talk about the songs. The intro to this album is What's in the Eye. A re-recording of this track is on Amends. The next track is Spin, which was re-recorded for The Phoenix. After that is Moray Sky. A re-recording is on Amends. Next up is Wake Me. This track shares the same name as the album, and it was re-recorded for The Phoenix. Up next is Starting to Fly, which is another track that was re-recorded for The Phoenix. That's followed up by Sometimes, which was re-recorded for Amends. We followed up with Holding You. A newer version is on The Phoenix. What's after that is Whole, which was also re-recorded for The Phoenix. What comes next is Believe Me. A newer version is on The Phoenix. What comes after that is Here Nearby. A remake of this track is on The Phoenix, and the remake is titled Be Your Man, which is my favorite Grey Daze song. The following track is She Shines, which was re-recorded for Amends. The finale of this track is Shouting Out, which was also re-recorded for Amends. It's quite interesting that this album and Amends both end with the same two songs, except Amends has re-recordings. I can't find any info on how this album performed commercially, given the fact that it was released independently nearly 3 decades ago. Anyways, this album it has a 4.6 on Discogs. Now for my thoughts. Personally, I think this is a good album. One complaint that I have is that when listening to this album, I can't help but hear echoing in each of the songs. I guess that the studio that Grey Daze recorded this album didn't have any soundproofing. This might be due to budgetary issues, but that's just my guess. I could be wrong about this, but it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong about something. Now, regardless, I recommend checking out this album. If you want a copy for yourself on CD, well, you're shit out of luck, because the CD version is sold out on Revolver's website. But they still got plenty of copies on vinyl. Then again, you could wait for someone to sell a used copy of the reissue. though my advice would be to avoid the scalpers. I don't know if Grey Daze will make any new music. Supposedly they'll be performing live shows pretty soon, and only time will tell if they decide to recruit a new vocalist and record new music. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Wake Me? If so, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite song from it? Do you know how many original copies of this album were made? Do you think Grey Daze will recruit a new vocalist and record new music? If Grey Daze decides to recruit a new singer, then who do you think it should be? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.